Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
Thank you very much, Paul. Welcome, everybody, to the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host, Josh Taylor. On a night where we saw some pretty interesting football, we're actually witnessing some now. If you've been paying attention to the Giants and the Broncos, New York has a really big lead over Denver right now. 20-3, I believe, is the score. So we've been seeing some pretty interesting football over the last few hours, but not to be left out amongst that crazy football is what we saw today in Kansas City. The Steelers pulling out a 19-13 win against Kansas City in a game when I joked about this earlier in the first half. I said, this game's going to get weird, isn't it? And it got a little weird towards the end. But I think the story of the first three quarters of the game was the Steelers doing probably what a lot of people didn't expect them to do, playing very, very stout defense, thoroughly shutting down Kansas City, allowing only 3 points, which really wasn't their fault, considering those 3 points came off of a free kick that came after a safety for Kansas City. So that was hard to blame that 3 points on the defense, where they really shut down the best scoring offense in the league, one of the best teams in the league in third down conversion percentage, one of the best teams in the league in amassing first downs, and they slowed that team down in every aspect of doing so. And the quarterback in Alex Smith, who's been playing well all season long, they made it a good point to limit him, and they got consistent pressure in the running game. They did really good in penetrating that front line with guys like Cam Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, T.J. Watt made a couple of plays. But Dupree got in Alex Smith's face a couple times. Vince Williams, rushing from the linebacker position, made some great plays. So you saw this defense, and I mentioned this towards the end of the game. The first 3 or so quarters of this game, the Steelers' defense really dictated the outcome of the game. But then in the fourth quarter, since the offense was not consistent enough to put points on the board, the defense had to win it for them in the end also. Granted, the rushing offense, the run game looked great. Le'Veon Bell did what he was expected to do, which was get as many carries as possible and amass as many yards as possible. And there were some times when he probably wasn't expected to get the yards that he got, and he got them anyway. There were times he probably should have been tackled at the line of scrimmage, and he found open gaps, he found open holes, and he did what some coaches call get skinny and found some cracks and crevices to get through and got yards out of those runs. So he did those things fairly well, and he did it fairly consistently. They did it in the way that they've done it with success in the past. You saw a lot of that counter play running off to the left, and towards the second half you saw it more run off to the right. Roosevelt Nix, David DeCastro, in some cases Vance McDonald in front of him with 2 tight ends, and they really used the run game to help dictate what they were going to do. The passing game had its moments, but for the most part, they kept running into the same problems. They got to parts where they couldn't seem to get either extend drives or get into the red zone and score points. It had to result in a field goal because they couldn't punch it in on a really questionable first down call that I thought a lot of people probably didn't agree with. And that led to a sequence to where instead of ending up closer, they moved further back and had to kick and settle for 3. So there were some questionable moments on offense for this team, but I thought the defense did enough work to keep it really in the Steelers' favor the entire time until they had to go to Antonio Brown to make a ridiculous play, one of those moments, and he's provided quite a few during the course of his career, where you look at something he does and you say, how did he do that? And he did that in the fourth quarter, catching a pass that probably should have been intercepted. That got bobbled, deflected off somebody else. He plays tip drill, pulls it in, and just immediately speeds off from standing still to accelerating and beating everybody else to the end zone. Very, very impressive play. So we saw a couple of crazy moments kind of sandwiched in, with a lot of it really being just slogging in the mud between these two teams. But the defense, I thought, played admirably and well enough to help this team win games. Now, if you want to look at things that probably didn't go so well, the pass offense is one thing. I'd say third down efficiency probably wasn't as good. They were 4 for 11 on third down. I thought that became a problem. And that's considering the fact that the Chiefs were 3 for 11. So the fact that these two teams probably were around the same as efficient on third down probably did not help the Steelers very much as far as generating points. But in the meantime, we'll talk more about this game. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll take your phone calls, and we'll take your tweets. We'll be right back. Stick around for a second.